Hey again, everyone. It's Kong again, back with another unboxing video. I say another unboxing video as though this is going to be a lengthy series of unboxing videos, but so far this is 2 out of 2. And then I'm going to need to start acquiring more gear to unbox. But for now, I think this one's a pretty interesting one. Last episode, we had the new Steam Deck OLED Limited Edition. And in this episode, we have another interesting little portable device, the PlayStation Portal. This is a fairly simple little package. You know, we got the Sony colors on the box, a little picture of the device here. Probably that's going to be everything that's in the box. But yeah, I thought this one looked kind of interesting. It got some negative press at first because, like when pre-orders went live, because it's essentially just a remote play device, so it's not a true portable system. It's not something that you download games to and play games directly from. You know, they're not developing PlayStation Portal games that you buy on little proprietary super expensive chips and play them directly on this. Basically, you run your PS5 and it remote plays to this thing. Oh, you know, a while back, I tried remote play within the PS3 and PS4 days on the Vita. I've never really tried it with my phone, but back then it was kind of janky, laggy as could be expected way back then. So I kind of never really took it too seriously until really recently when, after I got my new studio laptop, I decided to basically see what it could do if I could play stuff on it while I was supposed to be working. And I found it was actually really snappy and really fast and really satisfying. So after having that experience, I was like, I'm going to buy this PlayStation Portal. I have a couple use cases. The other reason people were hesitant about it is because it was fairly unclear if you had to be on your same Wi-Fi network with the Portal and with the PS5 in order for it to work. And that's not necessarily true. You can play as long as your PS5 is in rest mode and it's online. You can go back to your parents' house over the Christmas vacation and bring your Portal with you and not have to pack up the whole PS5. And as long as you have a good internet connection at both ends of the connection, you can play with remote play from another place, like another house. So that's one of the things I'm going to try to use this for this coming month. I'll let you know after the new year how that worked out for me. Might be a follow-up to this video if things go really well or don't go really well. The other thing that's just nice is if I have a little PS5 game that I want to play, like a little puzzle game or something that I want to play and relax and unwind in bed, like before bed. That's the kind of game that I tend to play right before falling asleep, either on the Switch or the Steam Deck, hopefully on this thing. Just go to bed, crash to a puzzle game, and then it's nice and boring and enough to help me fall asleep. So, first things first, I'm going to unbox this guy, and then we'll talk a little bit about what's inside, if there's anything interesting. So, again, apologies for not having a fancy overhead camera set up so that you can see everything that's going on here. But you can see I've got my fancy unboxing knife, which is not fancy. It is literally just my chef's knife from my kitchen, but it should be good enough to get this open without resulting in my death. And I will do my best to kind of give you the full-on view of what's happening here, even though you can't see everything. So that's just an empty box off to the side. Inside we have another device or another box. This one's kind of funny because it doesn't even say PlayStation Portal on it. It just says Remote Player for PS5. They were not getting creative with the name of the device. Ooh, but this is actually a fairly nice little cardboard sleeve. So, more packaging to go to the side. And we have another layer of simple PlayStation cardboard branding. This will just lift off, I'm sure. Okay, so we have a little kind of thing in the top here that probably pops open. This is just going to be the USB cable. Okay, so this will be how I charge it, probably by plugging it into the PS5. That's fine, that's to be expected. And then we basically have the device in the usual weird little fabric-y, plasticky bag. But before I crack into that, let's see what's in the bottom. My guess, yeah, just a little instruction manual. Even on here, I wonder how much of this they put together before branding the thing, PlayStation Portal. Because this just says remote player as well. Back into the box with you. I'm just going to be calling it PlayStation Portable. And you can all go to hell. I don't care. PlayStation Portable was a pretty sweet little system, you know? So we'll unbag this. Do you want to try to interpret these instructions? Hold it for 5 seconds to turn it on? Probably. There's a QR code. Did you scan that QR code? So obviously, taking a first look at the form factor, this is a fairly hilarious looking portable system because it really has the contours and look of just a controller. Side by side, you can really see that this is literally just a DualSense controller split in half with a screen chucked in the middle of it. One difference I will mention is that the sticks on the Portal are for some reason quite a bit smaller than on the regular DualSense controller. Small nubs, but that's fine. It feels good, so let's peel the screen off. Ooh, the screen's pretty nice. Put you over here. So again, this is so reflective and new that you're going to get a good look at my studio setup. There's my camera. Very nice size screen. Very shiny. So let's do a little size comparison. I have some devices with me. So this is the device, the Portal compared to the Switch. Yeah, maybe back here's better because you have the size of my giant face for context. But as you can see, the Switch, much smaller, the screen. But that's par for the course. The Switch is not a brand new system. And the charm of the Switch is that it's so small and portable anyway. A more comparable device is the newly unboxed Steam Deck. We've got the OLED model here, and it might be hard to tell at this angle, but the Steam Deck has a 7.4-inch OLED display. The portable, slightly larger. I believe this is a 8-inch even display. So display nice and large. The other interesting thing about it is it almost feels larger proportionally because the sides of the machine, it's not like an actual deck, you know, like it's not like apparatus, like it has this gap here. So it really just feels like these are just like little controller handles and then the rest of the machine is all screen. So I will say, first impressions, it feels very nice. It's very light. Probably while I'm saying this, I'll put up specs on screen because I don't want to be like, my right hand is stronger than my left hand. I don't want to be like, oh, they feel very similar. 0.3 grams lighter. I'm not going to estimate that, so the real numbers are right there. But I will say, yeah, the fact that so much of the machine is literally just screens staring you right in the face. Here's another thing that I love about this form factor, and I'm just discovering this now, having like waved it around like this. One thing that actually frustrates me about a machine like the Steam Deck is this is fine, you're playing, but then if you need to do something like reach for a drink or like check your phone or something like that, and you need to like reach away with one hand, and you're left holding it in one hand, you kind of need to find like a place on the machine that you can like push into it with your thumb to like keep it gripped in one hand, you know what I mean? So here I am one-handing it, you can see that I'm basically just like pinching it somewhere on here. And with the Steam Deck in particular, it's a little bit tricky to find, like this is the magic spot for me. I have kind of big hands, so some of the smaller hands might have a different strategy for this, but you also don't want to just like smash on a button or one of the touchpads and just like hold it like that. Whereas with the Portal, you literally have like the horns, the grips. So you can just like wrap your hands around the grip of the thing and hold it very easily one-handed. Very balanceable, easy to balance. Like, I can even swing this around. The funniest thing would be is if I just put this through my camera right now while saying that. But no, if I need to reach for my drink or something, I just have, like, just an easy, nice grip on this thing. Really like that. I love the feel of it. The feel and the form factor, both very appealing. So all that remains is the performance, obviously, right? If the remote play is stuttery or laggy or jittery, or all kinds of other ittery and addery adjectives, then it's not going to really work well for you. Especially if you're trying to play an online game or a competitive game where stuff happening with minimal input lag is really important. That's something I'm going to have to test. But I will say, just given my own gaming preferences, where the types of games I play are like RPGs, strategy games, things that don't necessarily require the most, intense input fidelity, I'm not even really worried about that. But that said, I will put it through its paces with some action games, just to get a feel for how well it's going to work. That said, I'm here in my own studio, so I do have good Wi-Fi, like 4 feet that way, and my PlayStation is right there. So, I'm not super worried about its performance here. But I will put it through its paces over the Christmas break, where my PlayStation will remain here in the studio, and this guy will be at my parents' house in another province with me. I know some people figure you can do pretty much the same thing with your phone, which is kind of true. They have those backbone things. I'm not really a big fan of the button layout on the backbones. And they don't really have the same kind of actual, dual sense form factor either. But if you don't want to spend money on one of these things, and you're happy playing remote play on your phone, then by all means, let me know in the comments if you actually picked up one of these things, or if you're interested in trying one, or if you don't have a PlayStation 5, don't go out and get one of these if you don't have a PS5, thinking that this is going to be like a shortcut to playing PS5 games, because you need the console as well. Let me know in the comments, and I will catch you all in the next one, everyone. Thanks for watching.